I love mashed potatoes, but sometimes I want them to be a little fancier than something you would just make on a weeknight. So that's why I have created rosemary and garlic confit mashed potatoes. They take something so comforting like mashed potatoes and elevate it to just be a little bit more special. I'm just taking the root end off of 10 cloves of garlic and putting them in an oven-safe bowl. All right, I've got our 10 cloves of garlic. I'm going to stick them in my oven-proof bowl. I have the oven set to 200 degrees. We're just going to slowly confit these. So I'm going to cover them just until they're covered with the oil. So you might wonder why I'm using garlic confit instead of roasted garlic or raw garlic. Garlic confit has a different flavor profile than if you were to just throw the garlic cloves in with the mashed potatoes to cook. If you do that, you still get the garlic flavor, but you don't get the depth that confitting it does. My personal preferences are either to confit or use roasted garlic, depending on what I have in my fridge, because it's got caramelization, it's extra soft, and it's just so delicious, especially if you're a garlic lover. If you have a garlic lover in your life, they will love this recipe. I'm gonna put them in the oven. Oh, we're gonna put salt. Add a pinch of salt. I'm using avocado oil just because that's what I like to use. You could also use olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. And then you can save the oil after this too and use it. All right, so I'm gonna put it in the oven for 2 hours at 200 degrees. Let these slowly confit uncovered. And then we'll come back in 2 hours and look. Here's our garlic confit. It's got a little bit of color on it and that's perfectly fine. So this is what we're going to use to add later to our rosemary garlic mashed potatoes. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is infuse the cream. So before you start making your mashed potatoes, measure out your cream and just let them sit on the counter for about 30 minutes to take the chill off of it. Just makes it easier to warm up without scalding. I'm pouring 1 3/4 cup into a saucepan that is big enough to hold the potatoes because we're going to, after we infuse this, we're going to rinse it out and do the potatoes in it. So we want to make sure it's big enough to hold all the potatoes we have. My 2 sprigs of rosemary. I'm going to let this come up to a simmer, and once it comes up to a simmer, I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. When you're steeping your cream, you need to decide how intense you want that rosemary flavor to be. I usually like a more balanced flavor or a heavier rosemary flavor. For a balanced rosemary infused cream, I do 15 minutes. If you want it to be more intense, you can steep it for 20 minutes. And if you just want a hint of rosemary, do it for 10 minutes. If you don't want to use cream, you can use whole milk. It's the same great flavor, just a little less fat. My cream has come up to a gentle simmer, so I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes to allow the rosemary to infuse into the cream. This recipe is perfect for meal prep because you can infuse your cream and you can make your confit garlic ahead of time. Measure out your cream, steep it with the rosemary, and then cool it down before putting it in the refrigerator so that when you go to make your mashed potatoes, you can just pour that directly in. Same with the garlic confit. You can make it at the beginning of the week and then put it in the refrigerator. Just make sure you're storing it properly. If you have questions about that, go to my website. I have all the information about confit garlic and botulism just to keep you and your family safe. You would gently heat up the cream and the confit garlic before you use them, but other than that, it would just be like making regular mashed potatoes. You would just have those ingredients ready to incorporate. I'm saving the measuring cup that I measured out the cream in, and I'm going to put a small sieve on top to strain out any of the rosemary from our cream. While the cream steeps, I can cut my potatoes. I've got 2.5 pounds of russet potatoes here. Let me see how many it comes out to. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 10 potatoes. I measure mine on a scale just to make sure I have enough cream to potato ratio. So I peeled them and I'm going to cut them. Sometimes with potatoes, I don't peel them when I want like a more rustic potato, but I feel like rosemary confit garlic potatoes are a little more fancy, so I like to just have the creaminess of the potatoes. So I've had them soaking in water, and now I'm going to cut them into chunks, and then I'll put more water back in after I'm done cutting them. I like to use russet potatoes because I really like the starchiness that they have. You can use something like red potatoes or yellow potatoes. They're a little waxier though, and so we don't need as much cream because the cream is going to be absorbed into these potatoes much more easily. So that's why we have more. We want these to be roughly the same size so that they cook at the same rate. But it's not so important that we need to like measure anything, just roughly the same size chunks. All right, I've got my potatoes all cut up, filled with water so they don't turn brown, and they'll just hang out until the cream is done steeping. While that's happening, I want to show you the garlic confit. So here's the garlic confit. They smell so good. I'm so excited. The mix between the rosemary and the confit garlic is nothing short of magical. It is just intensely delicious. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to use butter or the confit garlic oil in the potatoes. I'm setting a large strainer over the container that I measured the cream with because I'm going to make this do double duty too. After I strain the cream through it, I'm going to rinse it off and then use it to strain the potatoes once they're done cooking. I really like to do anything that's going to eliminate a vast amount of dishes. All right, the cream has been steeping at a gentle simmer for 15 minutes, and I'm going to stir the sides so everything comes up when I pour it through the strainer. All right, be careful doing this if you are using a large strainer like I am. I don't like to do dishes, so I like to use things in my kitchen more than once if I can. I'm using a large strainer to both strain the cream and to strain the potatoes when they're done. I just rinse them off beforehand so that there's nothing on it. I like to infuse my cream, strain it, let that sit to the side, rinse the pan out, then do the potatoes. That just keeps you from having to do extra dishes. Just pouring it through. I'm letting it catch all the rosemary. And then we can put that off to the side while the potatoes cook. All right, I rinsed out the pan, put the potatoes and some water in it, and now I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of salt on top to flavor the potatoes while they cook. Bring this to a boil and cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. I will test the potatoes with a skewer to see if they're ready, and then we will continue making our potatoes. The potatoes have been boiling for 15 minutes. I'm going to check them with a metal skewer to see if they break apart. They're not quite there. I'm going to give them another 5 minutes and then check them again. Okay, the potatoes have had another 5 minutes, so 20 total. When I poke them, they're going straight through. They're good. All right, so I'm going to turn the heat off and strain them, strain the water. I'm going to let them steam off some of the water while we reheat the cream. It's still pretty warm, but I like to put it in the pot first just to make sure it's nice and warm. You want warm cream when you're working with it so that it absorbs easier. I'm going to add the 10 cloves of confit garlic. And before I add the potatoes back in, I want to just give this a light crush just to make it easier for them to incorporate. When you're mashing your potatoes, you can do it any number of ways. I have a potato masher, I have a potato ricer, and I have one of those food mills that you can run it through. Time and time again, I come back to just using my potato masher. I feel like it's easier. I don't have to clean very much. But whatever you do, don't use a food processor because that will make your potatoes gluey, and we don't want glue. Potatoes are going back in. I have a half a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and a 4th tablespoon of cayenne. I'm just going to dump that on the top and start mashing. It might look gloopy at first, but the potatoes will start absorbing that cream as we continue to mash them and get them smooth. And since I have the garlic confit here, I'm going to use that instead of butter. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of the garlic confit oil in the mashed potatoes. I'm going to stir them, make sure all the potatoes at the bottom are getting mashed as well, so it's not just some are mashed and some are still whole before I start mashing again. All right, I'm going to taste for salt. Okay, there's definitely enough salt. Okay. I really like to make this when I'm making something that's equally easy but also a little fancier. So I often make these when I make my black garlic chicken or my chicken marsala. They're actually really good with steak too. If you want to make a dry brine steak and not have a baked potato, they elevate that dish as well. All right, we've got our rosemary and garlic mashed potatoes. We just need to take a bite. I really need to pace myself. They've got a background of that woodsy, herbally rosemary, and then the garlic confit is strong enough to match flavors. One isn't overshadowed over the other because they're both strong flavors. This is just an easy way to make mashed potatoes that feel a little more special than just regular mashed potatoes. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Subscribing is free and it helps channels like mine to grow. I am not monetized yet through YouTube, and I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours by the time they change it to 8,000 watch hours in February. So I'm really hoping to gain a lot of subscribers and watch time in between that time. So with your help, you can make my dream come true. And if you want to make this yourself, you can find the full recipe at theblusterandtheburrow.com. I will link it in the description below. They're hot. Not one isn't drawn. I feel like roasted confit garlic just has a different float. Oh my goodness. I have all the information.